Knowing a few tips and tricks is going to save you a lot of time and increase productivity. So let's start off with one of the really powerful ones is the ability to log in to different tabs with your same username. So here I'm logged in with Scriptman, also in this one. Here I'm editing an app, and in this one I might want to be able to, in parallel, play around with maybe a query or upload some resources. So that's very useful. Um, the next thing to talk about is version control, something worth knowing which might not be immediately obvious. Any of your apps has version control capability, so here I come to versions and I can open each time I save it, it creates a new version and I can revert back to a previous version or just open up to look at it. Another thing which is important is different ways to multi-select widgets. If we take this layout here, this is actually a moderately complex adaptive layout example, but if I wanted to select these two things, the simplest way is to click on one and then to press the control or command key on an apple and select the next. But if I've got lots, I don't want to do that, lots of clicking, I want to drag. Now if I try and drag this, what it's actually doing is it's making a mess because it's dragging the container. So let's press Control Z to get back. It's actually dragging this container out of position in this horizontal stack. So what I can do is I can still use the click and drag, but I first press the Shift key and it won't select the thing that it's over at the moment. So here now you can see it's not selecting the container where I start, but it does select the other two things. So that's multi-selection. Another thing is copy and paste. So if I want to copy and paste these two widgets somewhere else, I can just select them, right click, go cut, copy, paste. I can use the regular hotkeys as well. And then I paste them somewhere else. Now, however, we can also copy and paste between apps. So maybe here I'm inside a different app. Let's open this one up. And I wanted to copy and paste maybe these two fields here. So I'll select those. Now, because we're going between two different instances of the IDE, I actually can't use the hotkey, but I can use the right click and use copy. And then I go to the other window and I can then go right click and go paste. And that's now come in, albeit in a horizontal stack, which is why they appear next to each other. So copying and pasting between apps, can't use hotkeys, otherwise it works very nicely. Alignment is another useful thing. If I want to align widgets, I can select those and then I can right click, use alignment here, or I can go up to the layout bar on top. And finally, I'll show you something quite useful called parent container selection. Here, for instance, I've got an image widget, and let's say I want to select the container that is the parent of this image widget. Often it's quite hard to see, so actually pressing the outline button helps you see all of the container outlines. But here this image pretty well fits its parent, so it's very hard to select the parent. So just right click inside any widget and it will show you the parent hierarchy. So the parent of that image is called panel container 5. Its parent is called panel container 2. That panel container is in turn is contained by the page, and the page is owned by the app itself. So those are a few useful tips and tricks.